and got a free ticket. And then I went out to the car, and it's 3 in the afternoon on Christmas Eve, and I look and my driver's side front tire is flat. I go, oh, okay. And I start to realize that everything is shutting down for Christmas. But fortunately, when I did my trip, I had the insurance, the travel insurance, and I got it through BCAA. So I said, oh, I have their number. I gave him a call. The guy shows up. I went back in. I bought my food. I said, well, I may as well go in the mall and eat it. It's nice and warm. And I start to eat it, and he calls right away. And he says, oh, I'm looking for you. I said, oh, I'm parked in the back at the mall. So he comes around. Nice young guy. My intention was to clean my trunk. So I got started on that because I had to get to the spare. So I cleaned the trunk out and put it on the back seat. So that happened. And then when he was done, I gave him a $10 tip. And then I drove home on the spare, and oh, I have my free ticket. And I scratched the free ticket and I won $30. So it was like
Very nice.
give and receive on Christmas Eve. It was
Nice. And a ho, ho, ho.
yes. Mhm.
Wow, that really is a Christmas miracle story.
It is, for sure.
But it was nice not to go into reaction, just go, yes, I have a flat tire. That's the reality.
Yep.
So then I booked, of course, everything was closed. So I booked Saturday and bought my Christmas gift for myself of a new set of tires. So now I want to take a road trip
It's perfect. You're ready
on my
for
new
it.
tires.
Yes.
Right on.
Did Teresa get off all right?
Wednesday.
Oh, I thought it was the 2nd of January.
It got adjusted, her departures. So
Okay. Well, that's very interesting because my son, they were supposed to arrive home yesterday on the 2nd, and they're coming on Tuesday, the 6th. So everything's switching around. So,
yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, we're keeping an eye on the road conditions. Me coming back from Calgary, I encountered some pretty severe road, compacted snow and then ice and crazy drivers and all of that.
I was
Mhm.
wondering how that would go. Yeah.
Yeah,
But here you are.
but here I am. And my claim is, that I grew up on snowy driving conditions. The day I turned 16, I and my buddy from across the street headed off to Lake Louise from Calgary to ski. We had convinced both sets of parents that it would be just fine that we go for
Mhm.
a 3-day ski trip. Never having driven on the highway before. It's a complete blizzard. I'll never forget driving along like this, and suddenly the Greyhound bus goes, "Meow," and I can see nothing,
Mhm.
but made it through and have been driving ever since. And, no major accidents or anything. So keep them up there.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember a ski trip to Fernie from Calgary and get onto the Crow's Nest Pass, and down below the roads were fine. All of a sudden it turned to black ice,
Right.
and this guy in this huge Cadillac goes racing past us, and we had this Pontiac station wagon that had this big chrome nose on the grill, and suddenly he puts the brakes on and he starts to swerve, and he just kind of, in essence, we aren't stopping, but he's slowing down rapidly, and then we poked him with the grill of the station wagon, and he goes into a 360
Oh no.
and teeters on the side of the cliff,
Oh,
and all of a sudden disappears down the side.
oh my goodness.
Wow.
And we pull over and we go look, and he gets out of the car, and the whole front of his Cadillac is pushed over. And he comes running up, and one of the passengers in my car was like going pretty wild, like, what are you doing? What are you thinking? And the guy was apologetic, and then we go to our car and it won't start. And look under the hood, and what had happened, it just popped a spark plug wire. So we put it back on, it started, and then
Oh,
we said, well, we're going skiing, bye, and drove off.
Oh my goodness.
wow.
That's a
But he was
wow.
just,
Yeah.
yeah, it was,
Mhm.
those roads are just like, suddenly they turn to ice.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I have a few good ice and snow driving stories because even though I didn't grow up in Calgary or Fernie, we used to have a lot more snow back in the day. And my parents, I had to go and drive to the horses. But I won't go into any of those. But what I'm remembering is there were no other cars on the road, and Dad loved to drive in the snow, going down to Columbia Street in New Westminster. Beautiful snow, and he drives down and then he puts the brakes on and does a perfect turnaround, goes back the other way, and just playing in the snow with the car because we could.
Mhm.
Right on.
Wow, I'm loving the snow stories. I l- I personally love it. Just it snows and I'm in my vehicle. Let's go. But the one time, uh, similar, Brenda, to what you described, is on the ski hill, there's like this big patch of ice. And one time my dad went on it and did a 720. So that's
Yes.
two
Oh,
full rotations.
Wow.
And the way that the vehicle was in one spot,
And
it
did,
just had a really wild feeling.
yes. Wow. How old were you?
Oh, I would have been probably like 12 or 13.
Right. Yeah. Oh.
But yeah, we did a lot of family ski trips,
Mhm.
especially for all my competitions. I never rode in the Rockies though.
So what were your competitions?
There was like provincial level and then some on the national level.
For skiing, snowboarding, what?
Snowboarding.
Wow, Quinten, I had no idea.
hmm.
Yeah.
Fabulous. Oh, very
And
exciting.
it was just like my whole life purpose and passion at the time was gotta be number one.
Mhm.
But
Wow.
it just opened the door to so many mountaintops
Mhm.
and meet so many people and
Hmm.
get to learn and love the snow.
Oh, yeah.
So I I thankfully my parents are both incredible snow drivers.
Mhm.
And then there came a point where like Dwayne, I grew up and had to have the initiation of my own snow driving experience. Like, oh, okay, so you tap the brakes when you're going down a hill.
Mhm.
You don't hold
Mhm.
them.
No.
Right on.
Yeah. Yeah, that snow in the Rockies, Alberta, BC line, it's the most beautiful snow.
Yeah. Nice dry powder.
Yeah. I mean, we had Mondays off. That was our backyard living in Calgary. We had Mondays off and a ski pass
Nice.
and go to Sunshine or Lake Louise, nobody there on Monday.
My
And I
four,
still have this vision of Brewster at Sunshine. And it was a Chinook day. So the wind was blowing, and it was blowing so that I could point my tips downhill, put my arms out with my jacket like a parachute, and just the wind was holding me up,
Wow.
and I just had them pointed straight down. I was just like, whoa, I just have that memory. It's just so, of course, those 360-degree view of all those peaks up there too.
Fantastic.
Fascinating, powerful.
My brother-in-law, who's since passed, used to manage some, oh, I'm thinking Silver Star because we used to go there. What did you just say? Oh my gosh.
Sunshine?
Sunshine. He used to manage Sunshine, and there's a picture of him that they showing pictures at his service, and it was doing this ad skiing off the roof of one of the huts or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Jumping over. You know, he did crazy things, but
Mhm.
really great guy.
Uh,
But I got to ski there, and that was.
Yeah, I remember there was one dorm there at Sunshine that people would ski off of the roof.
Did you ever meet a Jim Buckingham? Bucky?
Mm.
Oh,
No, but we'd go to warm up because I still can't believe we'd ski in minus 20, 20.
yeah.
Just go. Got to go up. Oh, the lift's open. Go.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. So, mystical experience related to skiing
Mm-hmm.
at Sunshine. Can't remember there was the strawberry tea bar, and then over there was a chairlift. Was it? I can't remember. Rundle? No, Rundle was the big guy.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, there was a ridge, and with a really tight chute, or a couple of tight chutes. And so I'm at the top of one of these chutes because I want to give this a try. We've had some fresh powder. I'm going to zing down, and I got a buddy who's gone around the bottom,
Right
and he's
on the
over
road.
waiting. Yeah, and he's waiting for me. Okay, so
Yeah,
so
I've seen that shoot. Yeah.
I launch in, and and suddenly I'm out of my body, or I'm extended in my awareness. Up, I'm looking down at my body, skiing down through this ravine, small ravine, but
wow.
that's what it was like. And it was like so dramatic for me to be suddenly looking down at my body. I never thought I'd ever experience anything like that again, but at Lake Louise, coming
Mhm.
off the Eagle chairlift and into powder, and the same thing happened. I shot up and I'm looking down and then back in,
Oh,
but there was
wow.
just that momentary peer
Zone.
into another
The
reality.
zone.
The zone. It was wild. And I've
Quinten,
always-
in your snowboarding, you must have had the zone feeling. I had it. It was at Sunshine, and I was coming down the road, and then I said, "Oh, this is the last pitch down to the chair," and I just took a jump off the road and took air, and then suddenly I was pointed straight down, and I was just felt out of control, like I'm just really going to crash, but I just kept it. And I was just going from the top of one mogul to the next top of the next mogul, pointed straight down. And I had it come up to me. I said, if I can just stay tucked, eventually this is going to run out at the bottom. And I just stayed tucked. And I've never had that where suddenly I was in this zone and I could just see like the tips of my boots. And it was just in this zone. And I'm just going, yep, just stay in this. It was just like downhill. But I mean, and it was mogul steep. And it ran out at the bottom. And I just was like in this,
Nice.
in this relief of,
Wow.
wow, what
But-
just
but-
happened?
And
That's good.
but you stayed in your body the whole way.
Yeah, I was in
Dwayne
my
was out of
body because I
body.
said if I go out of my body, I'm going to go flying somewhere.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah, the good chance. Wow.
Quinten, some of these mountains, where all did you go? I mean, not that you have to tell them all, but
Mostly Hemlock, which is now called Sasquatch. That
Mm.
was my home base. And then the three North Shore mountains, Seymour, Cypress, Grouse, and Whistler.
Mhm.
I spent a lot of time on those five.
Wow.
And Big White was another big one. But yeah, other than that, just a handful of mountains scattered in every direction. From Vancouver Island to Prince George to Calgary, Winnipeg, and then Colorado and California,
Wow.
Oregon. I did a few trips down there too,
right.
but
Wow.
never in all my years of riding did I ever get into such a flow state where I went up and out of my body and watched myself from above. But I do know the feeling that you described, Steve, where you're in a bit of a hairy situation and you're like, hold on, you got this.
Hit
Yeah,
that line.
yeah, yeah. Just stay with it. Stay with it. It
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
like it was going faster than I'd ever gone before. And it was just like,
Well,
and not just fast on a flat, but from one mogul to the next. And just having to stay in that where I was like at my boots, then look up, where's the next peak? Wow.
mm. Mhm.
Yeah, there's a lot of wisdom tucked in these skiing stories. For for me, a lot of the time as a daredevil,
Mhm.
adrenaline junkie was seeing how high I could go with the air time. So
Mm.
I've got a lot of amazing memories of doing this huge jump and then finding the perfect landing, like a sniper, just having this really small little spot where you have to land to make it smooth, and you're
Mhm.
flying through the air and come down right in that little spot.
Mhm.
But a lot of other times, I have experiences of flying through the air and watching the landing as you're flying past it, thinking, okay, it's going to be big impact. So,
In that split second.
yeah. So sure enough, I'm like, my body's like jelly. I know how to land like a water balloon and just bloop and then
Mhm.
get back on my feet.
Love it.
Mhm.
Love it.
Yeah.
Well, I was never an adrenaline junkie skier, but I have to say the best time I ever skied, because I was wearing glasses back then, we were up at Whistler, I left my glasses at home and I just skied. It's like, it was, yeah, I let go and it was just a totally different experience. Best ever. Because I didn't have to stay in control or I couldn't stay in control. So
Wow.
Yeah.
no big jumps, anything like that.
Exercise and letting go.
Yes. But we've got a few horse stories of jumps and adrenaline rushes and yeah, quite
Mhm.
a few actually. Yeah,
Right on.
big jumps.
So the full moon's in Capricorn, right?
I,
Is it?
did I read? I thought it was in Cancer. I thought I read that it was in Cancer. Oh, I
Maybe it
think.
That
is.
sounds about right.
I think
Yeah,
it
that's
was.
Capricorn, Cancer.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's
you.
see.
But somewhere I've got
I'm
notes.
just thinking, I'm just noticing Quinton's horns.
Yes.
Oh no.
They look very Capricornish.
It's an
Oh, you got
Aries.
to.
Taurus horns.
Yeah, Taurus. They're kind of more goatish, Capricornish.
I've got
Couldn't help.
a few slides here related to this juncture.
Very good.
If I could share those with you guys.
Mhm.
Yes, please.
Can you see?
Yep.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. and play. Well, we got four of us here together. And there's others out there looking this way, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's a beautiful pic.
Yeah, and that's Chat GPT, me
Mhm.
saying like this is what I want, and it comes back with something like this, and I'm like, well, yeah, that tells the story.
Well, I see you're getting it quite refined. Are you able to do that on the first go round, or do you have to adjust?
This was a first go round. Yeah,
Wow.
I'm glad it looks like all the hands are five-fingered or close
Yeah,
to.
right, right. There's not too many arms.
Yeah, not too many arms.
Yeah, it's a great visual.
So here we are, we're completing our journey through the Temple of Star Harmony, and a prime time for us to just kind of look back and maybe extract some of the essence of what this journey's been like. Um, I just went to the basement and pulled up um, a painting that Teresa and I did um, at the same juncture 21 years ago, we realized. And that was we call it the primordial one, which is right here.
Wow.
And it was a New Year's Eve. It was New Year's new moon in 13 ish. And we decided rather than going out and partying and getting drunk or whatever and blah, 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 we'd stay home and do a joint painting together. And that's exactly what we did. And this is the result of that particular session.
Wow.
Now, that kicked us into painting at the new moon for about the next 2 years or so, or more. And so the next painting was the first uh, glyph into the Temple of Birth. That's where we're headed next. And that is one man. So it's I believe in myself is the words from the invocation. So it's like, exiting this groundedness in harmony, star harmony. We're now moving into the birth of something. Don't know what yet, but
Mhm.
with the whole stand at zero phenomenon looming, it feels to me like a pretty major encounter is available if we choose. And yeah, it's just it's a very special time.
Yeah, well, that's that. I was noticing that 13 that we're in is and around intention.
Mhm.
So, what's the intention coming up?
I know for me, this whole stand at zero, uh, what shall we call it? The occasion of
The
ne-
event?
the event. Call it
Alignment,
the alignment. Yeah, it's a good one.
alignment event.
Alignment event.
Like that. I like that.
Yeah. What role does each of us have in manifesting this? Um, I look in my own mirror and it's like, well, yeah, keep doing what you're doing. You're getting the word out. There is something coming down here, and just alerting people to the possibility, is required because people haven't heard of this, and we're kind of like the astrological little group that's got that responsibility. How to let people know that it's there for us to experience.
So,
But
you're putting it out on YouTube to the world
yeah,
and anywhere else?
not me so far. Well, YouTube and Facebook, of course. I'm
Mhm.
allowing myself to show up more clearly in my local community. Like I
Mhm.
just posted an invite to join us here. And I'm not surprised there's nobody has showed up for that, but just to let them know this is who I am, and these are the values that I'm cultivating in my life. And um, on the whole, I'm having really sweet relationships with people in my local community. We
Hmm.
miles apart in terms of core values, and or maybe not. Maybe it's the core values that are most prominent.
Are the
Uh,
common good.
well, and so there we have what's called the pub night group. So every two
I saw
weeks.
something about your pool cue.
Yeah, well, my pool cue and my whole effort to get pool happening as part of our interaction,
Hmm.
it's really starting to flower. I have through just showing up at the pub. I've recently played pool with the the female chief of the local Unlakamak tribe, and it turns out she's actually a pretty good pool player,
Hmm.
and then and a pillar in the community. And then last night, there were just four of us showed up, and three of them, three of the gals that showed up are pillars in our community. When the next thing I know, one of them's jumping up and saying, "Okay, Dwayne, are we going to do this or not?" So we go into a little pool competition,
Hmm.
and it's just been great to have that all that happen in the context of a pub.
Hmm.
It's just like Teresa said, I never would have expected you to be hanging out at the pub, But
Yeah.
here I am, and I'm drinking tonic water.
Right.
Occasionally I have a Guinness, but it's not about the drinking for me. It's about these interacting with folks and just
Hmm.
being in harmony with it all,
Yeah.
And
Camaraderie, the community.
yeah, I mean it's such a small community. We're less than 200 people, spread out, and uh, you gotta go with what you got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so yeah,
Yeah.
the pool's been a great meeting ground.
Hmm.
And one of the old timers, he's really taken to playing because he had a heart attack. Well, he's had two heart attacks since I've known him, and they're not that
Hmm.
far apart. And he finds the pool gets him back into his body more and
Right.
able to play. And he's just raring to go when I
Hmm.
walk in. He'll jump up. Okay, let's go. And he's 80.
I love
So
Yeah.
it.
it's just great, just great. I just love
Yeah.
it.
Very good.
My my mother's grandfather in Hungary owned what would be, there was a special name for it, but it would have been the pub in their village. But
Yep.
that's where everybody went after church. There
Yeah.
was a place out in the yard for the kids to play, and it was the gathering place. Yeah.
Yeah. Right on. So the next step for me then is, so how do I bring something like stand at zero into this context?
Hmm.
Where's the dialogue about that, or is it maybe that's just not an issue. It's about communing with people and further away. But I feel
Hmm.
like I need to make an attempt on the local level because it could really help ground the values that are consolidated in this particular initiative. You know, um, and for each one of us, there's a path through, and I'm myself. I'm trying to get a sense of so how to ground this encounter with a transpersonal planet, astrologically speaking. It,
Hmm.
um, it's outside the Saturnian bubble, let's say.
Hmm.
We've got Uranus and we've got Neptune to deal with in that respect. So what's
And Saturn is there too,
exactly? Yeah, exactly.
which is, I think, uh, during this time period, was planning to read my Tao book, and I ended up reading Robert Hand and the transits.
Astrology,
I know Brenda
yeah.
was talking about all these transits, and I'm going, well, yeah, let's get clear on this. So, like, what's their purpose? And from his point of view, it's intention and psychological, and it's all individual how we see the universe. So, all these people we're meeting, they're seeing the universe in a certain way. So, here's, I guess, we're offering them an opportunity to experience this, but what is the intention? Because I know it's a major change when I look at it based on my horoscope. For me, I'm going, wow, this is the 0 point, and it's changing this cycle from Pisces into Aries. And so, what is this transit about? And it's fascinating for me. Now, is it fascinating for somebody who's interested in playing pool? I don't know, but it's just, I feel what I can do is offer. So if this is kind of like a movement of people, I'm really, really connecting with this walk for peace and the monks that are walking through the southern states right now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just fascinating to me how they hold this key to peace, and they're sharing that. Whether people take it or not is their choice, but it's just making such a difference in these people's lives as they're just walking through and sharing in their evening discourse about forgiveness meditation and mindfulness meditation. And people are just having these amazing experiences with it. And of course, it's out in the public, so there's a little bit of detractors or people try and politicize it, but
Mm-hmm.
it's, I'm just in awe of what uh, these monks are accomplishing by walking and sharing.
Mm.
So when I look at this picture, I see the same. There's this path,
Mm-hmm.
and it's about sharing this. What I'm finding out from Robert Hand is this. Here's an opportunity to look at it individually from their perspective, but how does that create and affect the community? And it can feel like any teaching, I guess, can feel overwhelming at the start.
Mm.
But if there's people that are versed in the horoscope or the constellations, and I could see where they could connect with it probably quite easily. So yeah, I just want to throw out that
Yeah, thank
as
you.
ideas.
From, sorry, were you
Go
finished?
ahead.
I mean,
Yeah.
from different articles I've seen, I think there are, what I've seen, there are many groups that are, maybe they don't call it the lightning path, but they do talk about return to zero, not stand at zero, but it seems like there are more than we realize that are coming from the same place.
Mhm.
Going to the same place. We're all going to the same place in different ways, but yeah. So there is more than just our group
Mm-hmm.
that are talking
Oh
about the
yeah.
same thing.
Yeah.
and living it, and just yeah.
So we really can't see or quantify how many people are receiving this.
No, and I don't know. For me, we're living the mystery, and
Hmm.
it's for us to align and walk in our truth, and we don't know where that leads, and that's the magic of it is we don't know where it leads, but the energy builds and the goodness goes out, and I don't know. It's like living in wonderment, or I'm not explaining it very well, but I've just had
Oh yeah, it sounds good to me.
so many things happen this week that I could weep now, that have been so magical and aligned. And one was, not an easy one. Being at my son's, I've been watching this little cat since she was tiny. She ended up being 14 or 15. Could see her weakening, and they're away. And I had a feeling that it might happen while I was here. And sure enough, it was just a strong sense that she'd be passing, and she did. And for me to be here for that, them away, so the kids didn't have to deal with it. The granddaughters weren't here house sitting, it was me. I just felt so grateful that it was me to be here to
Wow.
handle that. And there's so many things have happened that it's just, and I think if we stay aligned to the best of our ability and just keep coming back, we are led in the most magical of ways, like to the pub, and spreading that energy, Dwayne, that joy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's, yeah.
That's really responsible on your part, Brenda. That was to be there for that cat moving on.
It was big, and
Mhm.
emotion. A lot of it was gratitude that I was the one that was here and able to handle it. And there have been other situations in life where I've had to handle some tough situations that other people couldn't. Horse
Mhm.
things, yeah,
When I hear that, and
tragic things.
after my reading, and I hear that, I go, "Oh, that's so Saturn that you took responsibility and you're within that structure to handle that tough situation,"
And
which is,
well, I'm grateful that I was here.
mhm.
It isn't the easiest, but I'm so grateful for it. And then it's interesting because since Boxing, I lost my voice on Boxing Day, so I've had this cold. But here I am staying in this place. I've had a few visitors, but I've had this solitude right at this very significant time. And
Mhm.
it just overwhelms me with gratitude. And then the moon last night, and
Mhm.
yeah, the hot tub wasn't working. Poor me. But I thought, well, should I take my bathing suit and towels home? And like, no, it was like I just got this strong. No, not strong, like not but a real sense of no. You just don't know what's going to happen. I literally walked stairs, looked out, and there's the pool guy out there working on the hot tub. It was just like, okay, relax,
Mhm.
trust, let things flow, and be committed and prepared to move with the guidance and with life.
Mhm.
And the gift of me not feeling well has kept me really grounded in this energy. And, maybe if I was well, I wouldn't have been here when the cat passed. Like it's all perfect, really,
Mhm.
from my experience or point of view.
So this was coming up for me, like, what is the purpose of the stand at zero?
Oh, let Dwayne answer that, but here I am jumping in again. It's
Yeah.
what I'm seeing is where two or more are gathered. Where one, it's the energy of one. Where two, it's the energy of four, and so on and so on. And that energy builds and it's focused. And if we live with that conscious alignment, um, miracles happen, more miracles happen. Anyway,
Okay,
I hope that
that's
was
what sounds like
appropriate, Dwayne. I'll let you.
what sounds like a connecting tool to connect with a larger community.
And it's about self mastery. You know, we're coming to a different level of consciousness. Anyway, I'll stop. Dwayne, jump in.
No,
Quinten, jump in.
Well, it sounds good, Brenda.
yeah.
It sounds like a combo,
Hmm.
self-mastery and uh, creating a connection in the communities.
So we stand at a threshold. This is the way I'm seeing it.
Yes.
And by consciously acknowledging that threshold and consciously moving through into the new space that's opening up, um, it's a grounding mechanism. This notion of what am I going to do on that day? Well, I'm gonna bring myself forward in some concrete way that sort of crystallizes this moment, and then from then on will act as a reference point, which will be totally different for the people that don't make a conscious connection. It's going to be part of your memory bank on into the future, and we'll look back and say, I'm glad I made that choice at that time. That's my sense.
Hmm.
Uh,
Mhm.
Trying to get down to the core simplicity of what are we doing here. It's really, it's like building a little altar, a little wee altar, just for ourselves. Ultimately, this is about the individual stepping up and kind of, well, this little practice that I've started doing now. Uh, it feels like so appropriate for the bigger vision that I'm carrying. And that's where I've done it consistently. I missed out, I think, 1 or 2 days when I was in Calgary, but at high noon, I stop whatever I'm up to. I go outside and I do my 100 Vitruvian mans, the jumping.
Mhm.
I do the weight lifts of the little 8 pound hammers. And at that moment, I'm expressing my gratitude for this life, this glorious life that I'm living. And then I come back into the house and I do 77 push-ups, one for each year of my birth. And I'll tell you, it requires an act of will to maintain a practice like this, like to be cutting it off right at high noon and be there, consciously in that moment and honoring it um, as valuable, I guess. It's got my physical body engaged. It's
Mhm.
got my metaphysical body engaged, and it just feels like a very appropriate kind of yoga for the time. And it just kind of came into my world and a piece at a time. It's like, oh, this feels right now. Yeah, oh yeah, I love my Vitruvians, you know. And then next thing I've got them, it just it's been growing, and right now it's just like it takes me about 10 minutes, you know. But because I do it every day, and this will be where I'll be at with Stand at Zero, is I made my stand here on this day, and it's vibrating into the future, and I'll be glad that I took the time. So it's not about a performance. It's not something you got to sign up for. It's not something you're going to pay anything for. It's a very simple acknowledgement of this cosmic moment, and yeah, it's just and looking back here now, Temple of Star Harmony. We've been through 13 moons, um, and harmony is the keynote. And I mean, I find it very mysterious that this whole notion of the solar kin. So I calculate my solar kin in the midst of the last few months,
Hmm.
and it turns out to be 7 Lamat. And here's 7 Lamat, that we've been riding with. So, I mean, again, that's just all part of the mystery and yet to be revealed. There's more will be revealed in good time. But that particular synchronicity has been riveting to me.
It's like your commitment to self with the capital S.
Yes. Oh,
And
good one.
I love the word threshold, and you used I believe in myself. And I think it's like we're all getting very grounded in the self. Pardon, my voice is so funny, but it's like where so many people take the Christian, Jesus said, I am the way. But his true Aramaic teachings is the I am is the way. The path of self with the capital
Right
S
on.
is the way. And that's what we're on. And
Right.
here you are, Lamat 7. And wow. And I feel like I don't know how long you've been doing the jumping jacks and all of that.
Okay. Yeah.
But your energy, like you're getting younger, Dwayne.
Aw.
Hmm.
Well, like the muscles that have been sore aren't sore any longer, but they
Yes.
feel massive in my body. They're stronger. My arms are stronger than ever. So I'm a real fan of just that day to day to day factor
Yeah.
is really important. It doesn't have to be a big deal, but if it's
No.
conducted consecutive, it's a boon. It's a real boon.
And
Yeah.
that's your
I'm with
commitment
you
to
on
your.
that
Right
Yeah.
on.
because I feel it with my Tai Chi. Of course,
Yeah.
it's been doing my own because it's shut down for the 2 weeks over Christmas.
Oh yeah, right.
But I can hardly wait to get back to it. It's like the Tai Chi and the Qigong.
Oh yeah, you got
Uh, that's the movement happening, and it's really. I'm just so happy that I found it, and that was within this Star Harmony year.
yeah. Yeah, a great
And
time.
so after your presentation last moon about the solar kin, I looked mine up again to confirm it.
Mhm.
My notes, and that I have 13 Ahau,
Right?
which is half Melania and half Trump. I go, okay. In the
Yeah,
Temple of,
you got the full meal deal there, brother.
I know.
13 to how. And that's part of this mystery too, eh? I mean, of all
Mhm,
the kin you could have gotten, the fact
mhm.
that you get that and that's where we are, and it's just incredible.
Yeah, that's what I'm feeling. Then I had my other notes I looked at that and the connection of the numbers of the 20 glyphs and how we have 20 amino acids are the basis for protein
Mhm.
in the epigenetics. And then the 84-year orbit of Uranus ties into the 84 perfected ones, which
That's
are
it.
the
The Buddhists?
Mahasiddhas.
Okay.
It's it's the 84,000 teachings or the Dhamma doors to enlightenment. And then the 64 hexagrams in your book, the I Ching, there's the 64 codons, which are the sequences that form the universal genetic code. And I go, wow, this just takes off in all sorts of directions.
You're not kidding.
Mhm.
But it just the synchronicities with that is just fascinating to me.
The magical mystery tour. It's like
Mhm. But yeah, I really enjoyed that reading and just simplifying the transits for myself. Just like with I mean, it's so vast, there's so much knowledge. I just wanted to simplify it so
Hmm.
that I know when, oh, Mars is moving in or something, that's my individual self, and how the Mercury is my communication, where is that located or what's transiting with it.
Hmm.
So it's, yeah, this reading this last few weeks has been helpful just to simplify. I like simple.
And what is the book, Steve? Robert Hand?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a big one.
Ah,
Yeah.
So it goes through like the qualities of every planet and every sign kind of thing.
Right.
Oh, that's candy.
Yeah.
And it
That
goes from
that's a
transit.
treasure.
He does it in the houses and just in the different transits and the whole thing. And so it's, as I'm reading it, I'm going, okay, so where did this information come from? Like, where is this started? And I wish Sari was here, like, to get a bit of history. Or there's, um, I know it's kind of like Babylonian or like where this started. And then to read where he's saying, well, it's really an individual, it's the psychological connection because it's different for everybody. But and it's so fitting for this last phase, which was the universal movement.
Hmm.
I'm going, it's all moving, everything's moving. It's all, and it just ties in that with what the Buddha taught, that everything's changing, changing, changing. So it's, I just feel I got a lot more clarity in this quiet time of the last 2 weeks.
Right on. Well done.
Because some of it's slow, like the Neptune and the Pluto, but some of it's fast, like the moon. Whoa, those are it's the moods.
Yeah, I
When,
guess a lot of people like the fast movers because it's more stimulating and more interesting. Those boring
Yeah.
deep planets take decades and generations to move to the next sign.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just, possible perspective of some people.
Oh, yeah.
So,
With the sun, the moon, Mercury, Venus, and
yeah,
Mars.
it's like almost every day it's in a new sign.
Mm-hmm.
so I've lost my cursor
oh, you're,
and
Oh,
there's someone waiting at the door.
oh,
I don't know what's going on. I don't know
oh.
why the cursor would suddenly disappear, but
Yeah, I don't know if your keypad can help you
yeah,
enter.
I've, I have tried that.
do you have a mouse?
That's what the keyword does.
I noticed on my computer I have that I got some of it works by the keypad and some of it works by the mouse.
Yeah, okay, so I'm moving the mouse all over, or I don't see the mouse, but I am making the motion. Um, if I click the arrow, it changes goes to the next page, but I've lost this connection to the participants. Show participants. Oh, and now they've gone, I think. Huh. Okay, sorry for the interrupt.
Thank you for doing all
No
this.
problem.
Okay, now we've got,
Ah,
There it is.
yep, I did the escape button. But now where did our guest go? Gone. Oh well. Okay, so what happens here? Okay, so there we are. We're coming to completion.
There's Neptune.
Here we are today. Completion of journey through Temple of Star Harmony.
Hmm.
And I've got you guys on the right side. I can't read what's underneath,
Oh,
but I
signals.
think it's yeah. We're entering a new temple, right?
Hmm.
So
The Temple of Birth.
Temple of Birth. So yeah, Teresa and I started with that painting, and before we were finished the year, we came out with this CD DVD package that has all 13 paintings and 13 songs to go with.
Hmm.
And we called it the Symphony of 13 Moons. And that was quite the creative effort to put all that together. But
Wow.
it was just, you know, I the symbology was what was inspiring us, stage by stage, we're given all new symbology to work with. And so every new moon, that's us getting together, and we ritualized the whole process. It was just a wonderful time.
Mm.
Um, Teresa would make up a nice little food thing for us, and I'd get all the stuff ready, the paints, and then we'd just go into it very respectfully and open, no preconceptions as to what was going to come through. And the protocol that we came to, because we're two people on the same canvas,
Mhm.
you put something down and well, I like what happened there. Well, the protocol was that the other guy can come along and change that if they have the ultimate choice on that. So that has helped us outside of the painting experience into our general orientation as a couple. It's like uh, we toss it back and forth, and uh, we work it until it works for both of us. That's kind of the where we got to with it. So although you have the right to erase what I've put down, um, the very respectful way to do it is to dialogue and work through in a way that accommodates both of us. And so that's been a,
Yeah.
a life lesson that came out of the practice.
Yeah. I was watching this show about people that have found like these paintings at thrift shops and they're worth millions of dollars.
Right?
And they've connected it about the artist using AI. And then when they show the painting and the artist on AI and he's doing the brush strokes, it's actually obliterating the painting, like what you're saying.
Right.
So it's not it's it's not showing like he's doing the paint strokes to make it better. It's just this thing of paint going over the actual original in AI. And I go, yeah, they don't quite have that perfected yet.
Wow. Yeah.
But that just reminded me of what it could look like in your painting session together.
Hmm. Oh, they were great.
Well, I gotta say, Dwayne, that I love that CD and I listen to it on Spotify every once in a
Good.
while.
Good.
You
Yeah, it's
know,
definitely out there. It's a giveaway.
Oh,
and
is it?
so
Is it available on any other platform?
Yeah, all the vids, the music vids are on my YouTube channel, and
Okay.
the music itself, as Quinten was saying, is on. Oh, you found it on Spotify? I know it's on
Spotify,
SoundGround,
SoundCloud.
SoundCloud. Yeah, and some of the other music I've created is on there as well.
Yeah, so it's very interesting that that CD and those 13 paintings correspond to this upcoming temple that we're about to enter into. That's exciting.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's another resource we have in exploring.
And that one behind you for 13 ish, I would love to see like that one in more detail if at some point you could send a photo because it's kind of back there in the background.
Yeah, I'd love to.
So that's the painting that you painted together behind you, Dwayne?
Yeah, that was the first one we ever did,
Hmm.
saying, no, forget the usual New Year's experience. We're going to craft something for ourselves.
Hmm.
And it was just great. And so, yeah, here's some of the resource here on the YouTube channel is where it's all, consolidated because we've got, I think, over 60 vids that we've done. And I think that's a worthy legacy for the work. We've certainly poured heart and soul into it.
Oh, plus your new publication. I mean, that's has legacy written all over it.
Right on. Thank you.
It's very beautiful.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, we're living in a very rich cultural transition. Uh,
Yeah.
and I'm so grateful that you guys are showing up and are part of the manifestation because it's been lonely from time to time. But I just, we're on the the
Oh, yeah.
sinusoidal journey, and
It's fun to connect.
right on. The graphic on the right side is, to me, it is portraying the essence of the work. Each one of us is one of those white nodes. That's the way I'm seeing it. And we're linked up with each other and way beyond. It's all in the field. And what we seem to be doing is stripping away all non-essentials to the manifestation of this of our core essence, and we're doing that simultaneously. And the stand at zero protocol, whatever. I mean, well, I think of the yoga that I'm doing is a way of building this, keeping it or maintaining it in our awareness. And so a call to planetary presence. It's like being vividly aware of our unity as a species, and the um, one-hearted way, and maybe would somebody like to read this once again, just to refresh? These are kind of some core. I oh maybe I don't know how to get out of this so I can see the text.
See if I can make it bigger.
Most of it is covered for me.
Hmm.
I can read it if I stick my nose in here.
Oh, great.
Stand at zero. A call to planetary presence. In these times of great convergence, the lightning path beckons us to turn our gaze and gather our awareness at a rare and potent threshold, the once in a lifetime passage of Neptune across the equinoctial world axis at 0 degrees Aries. This is no ordinary transit, aligned with the fixed and fathomless gaze of the great Sphinx. This cosmic crossing marks a moment of collective initiation. It is not merely a shift in the sky, but a summons, a call to remember our place within the turning wheel of time. Oh, yeah. I added the oh, yeah. On February 27th, 2026, Neptune steps wholly into Aries, and with it, the astrological wheel completes and renews itself. We call this the moment stand at zero, a living threshold, a liminal doorway between ages. This is not a solitary rite, it is a planetary gesture. At high noon in every time zone, we are invited, each and all, to stand still, stand tall, stand aware. Let us pause together in stillness. Let us remember we are one earth, one breath, one unfolding story. This shared act, this planetary moment of presence, is both symbol and seed. It plants our collective intention into the fabric of time, to awaken, to align, and to live in resonance with the great unfolding. We are not merely observers of the cosmos, we are participants in its becoming. Stand at zero. The sky is speaking. Let us listen. The wheel is turning. Let us rise.
Beautiful.
Yeah, thank you, Steve.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Dwayne.
This wheel of time.
Hmm.
These synchronicities are amazing.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, I printed off the six realms, having watched the Theravada monks walking through the south. Just remind me of the six realms of samsara. That, and it's the wheel, the cycle, and to see. Oh yeah, and then tying in now with the psychological of the universe. These are all psychological that the Buddha discovered. The six realms of the God realm, the demigod, the human realm, the animal realm, the hungry ghost realm, and the hell realm. And yeah, it's like our choice and our karmic actions and our psychology moves us around those.
Hmm.
I'm having sort of two pictures. One is the little sketch that I sent you, Dwayne, very roughly, but standing
Oh, yes.
and feeling to do something with that. But when you say remember our place within the pardon me, turning wheel of time, I have that vision of standing. And then the moon is in my heart, and so many things I'll watch on TV or wherever. There is the moon beaming, beaming, beaming. And
Mm,
the moon is in all of our hearts,
Hmm.
and that's that connecting force or
Beautiful.
our connection.
Hmm. Hmm. So, are you anticipating that you will create a painting?
Well, I quite possibly, yes.
Yeah.
Because I
It
have
seems like the
felt
components are there. It just need to be drawn together.
that's what it feels like.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, I hope you do.
I
I've
hope.
really enjoyed, especially your horse. It's just
mhm.
so stunning.
Well, that horse, and then I think I showed you the bulldog that I did.
Yeah.
Those two were really significant for me, a real breakthrough.
Mhm.
And yeah, and I think I'd shared once how I've been saving these round canvases.
Mm.
Yeah, so I think the time is it's happening. I don't quite know. Anyway, I will put my energy that way and see where I'm led. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
see what happens. And Robert Hand, is that a connection to Barbara Hand Clow?
No,
Dwayne? No, okay.
other than they're both astrologers, but
Oh, okay, okay.
And they both have hand in their name.
Right, yes. And hopefully at the end of their arms, no, 'cause
They're,
getting silly here.
they're hand in hand.
Right, right. And I'm grateful for so many of the Facebook posts or the groups that let me know what planets are where, and I'm learning from those as they explain what's where and what's happening, and definitely coincide with what's happening in my life. So yeah, yes.
And Quinten, I really thank you for your response to my release of the final draft. You know, I'm aware of, as some other people may not be aware, you know, your studies have taken you really broadly into this whole realm. You're on Arguella's kind of trail as am I, and it gets pretty spectacular out there where that guy went. And to have you share uh, your view of the release, you know, it was just a really heartfelt. Thank you.
Mm.
Of course. Hey, it was a lot to take in. I was
Yeah.
like blown away, like, wow, this is really it. This is the full meal deal package. But I want to say that I'm totally stimulated. This conversation has just been like so much to contemplate and chew on, and I definitely feel a lot of deep inspiration coming through, and with everything that's been shared, and I know, Steve, you mentioned about all the amino acids and the DNA and how these numbers and codes correspond to so much more in our reality than is just this system. It's like,
Hmm.
you start to realize that these numbers and these cycles are much more ubiquitous.
Hmm.
And so it kind of shows that everyone in all different angles of life was all pointing at this same direction.
Hmm.
And I contemplate that about Dwayne, when you wonder about the stand at zero and how to like bring that into the community
Hmm.
more,
Yeah.
is like all these nodes on that picture of the different people and how they're connecting, but so many in their own unique ways. Like, you know, such a vast percentage of the world speaks a different language,
Yeah.
Hmm.
not just, every other language, but also a different form of English, in the sense that they might not speak astrology, but they speak, the I Ching or something else. So
Hmm.
you just gotta know that all the signs are all pointing in the same direction. And I know of a ceremony that happened last night that a friend was at in Mexico. And so I'm just thinking about how they're aligning with the full moon in a
Mm.
different way than we're aligning with the full moon. So it's like that for everyone with the stand at zero. I think that the way that we all align with this unique moment is like all adds a different ingredient into this planetary ceremonial kind of experience. And
Hmm.
uh, And I just want to add a little bit about my own personal experience with similar kind of thing. Like, I've kind of been on the path of like wondering, how do I introduce more of this stuff I'm passionate about to my family and people who have never heard about it. And I've taken a very distant approach, like, I don't know if they can handle it, right? It's might be make me seem crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe I'll just stick with my safety and not share it. But I have been slowly introducing family members, teaching them about it. And it's not been this grandiose, here's the whole thing. It's been like, here's a little piece of it
Hmm.
that is
Right.
really essential
Yep.
that you can use.
Hmm.
Fantastic.
And so so yeah, I make like calendars, and I was drawing these animals on it and
Nice.
thinking, this is something really simple that I can
Yeah.
do to share, and it
Yep.
doesn't have any of the codes of time on it. It's just the 4 weeks and the 7 days of the week per month. Very basic.
Ah, yeah.
Nice.
And so that's kind of like been my idea of like you see these monks walking across the country, and they're not uh, giving the whole teaching of all their years of practice. They're just everywhere they go, they're just depositing little bits and pieces of easily digestible
Hmm.
format of teachings to everyone, and in that way they're stitching and weaving together these areas, which is
Hmm.
far beyond what I could um, describe at this moment, what is all going on with what they're doing. But there's a big component for me with the stand at zero is location. And so that's like I've gotten to the point in meditating where it's become such a profound experience of exchanging energy with the environment that I've made sure that when I do go into this deep states of meditation, that it's at a very beautiful environment, because you become like your aura breathes and merges with whatever's in your environment. So that's why I do this dowsing to find where the ley lines cross,
Oh yeah.
and and there's a beautiful spot at about every square kilometer. So they
Hmm.
are very common
Mm,
power spots. And so there's this one particular one I visit on my way home from work, like every day, basically.
mm.
And do my daily practice there, and I'm thinking like, one day someone else is gonna join me here and we can have two people meditating. But for now, it's like that kind of lonely path you describe. But
Yep.
I'm just like so in bliss and enjoy with the whole experience that I don't need to like share it with anyone else. But
Hmm.
if
Right.
someone wants to join me at the vortex, that's kind of partially why I go there, just
Mm,
to like hold this space, and to be a open vessel to share and guide others. Like, hey, this is a thing. There are sites that are much more sacred than others.
mm.
So I'm there, I'm around, but not making much effort to attract others into it. But
Right.
one day, maybe stand at zero will be that day. I know that the new Chinese New Year is on the new moon on the
Hmm.
16th, so like 11 days before the stand at zero.
Right.
So yeah, it'll definitely be a lot happening and changing as we get to that date,
And that's Year
and
of the Horse, is it? I believe.
Yeah, of
yes.
course. Yeah.
Nice. Over to you, Brenda.
Yeah, right.
It was pretty
Oh.
amazing that that horse popped up. The painting popped up that I posted in March. I think usually Facebook does it a year apart, but all of a sudden there it was right now as we're, as all that is happening. And it's the year of the fire horse, which I guess is once every 60 years. So I guess it's even more significant. Yeah. So little did I know as I painted that horse what the energy that was happening, but I felt like I was the vessel, and just opening, and that's what I try and do every day is be that vessel and
Beautiful.
be filled and guided. And Quinten, when I look at you with with that above you, that's what I see is that's that oh my gosh, can't even think of the word. But anyway, it's like you're this vessel and it's just coming
The
right down through.
chalice.
Yes, you're the
Yeah.
chalice. And you're the generation, the next generation that will carry this all forward.
Exactly. and it's a real honor and treat to be able to have that fire of youth to be able to
Yes.
get shit done.
Yes. Very
Yeah.
good. And over the years, I've had to tread carefully sharing things with the right people. But it seems like more and more and more people are more open. People are being opened. And I look, my daughter she lives so much of it, like she's this bright light, but she was not open to things. All of a sudden she's sharing dreams she's having, significant dreams. So it's happening. It's quite the time we're in. Yeah. And it was a dream because she's one who very much lives in the moment. She forgets the past or, sometimes I think shuts it down, but this dream was so real to her. And then part of the dream was eventually seeing her daughter, and she was wearing a white skirt. Well, her daughter got ready for work the next day and was wearing that white skirt. So it, evoked this conversation between us. And yeah, magic is happening.
Right on.
Yes. And I love the calendar. It's like what you're creating, Quinten. It looks fabulous. And I love calendars. I've always had a thing about calendars and being able to flip that page to the next message and everything. So it looks like you're got quite an amazing creation there.
Oh, thank you. It's a co-creation with other people's templates. I usually
Okay.
just slap my own message on top of an old calendar, like,
Okay.
but yeah, that's part of the daily practice. I know we all have our thing we do daily,
Yes.
and
Mhm.
it's a very, very intimate connection with ourselves, our personal daily practice that just fuels us, makes us feel comfortable. But I love what you're saying, Brenda, about how beautiful it is to see people who you would have never expected to be open to this beautiful wonders of life that we've been walking in for some time. It's like, yeah, you're never too hard to never too calloused to try meditation, right?
No, no.
You can always focus on the breath and
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember years ago, I taught the Mandela course and such, and wishing that they were more open. Well, it turns out that her teacher at school was teaching them about Mandela. So, it comes as it needs to come. And she is a bit of a bright light anyway. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah. To me, it's like who can I play with? Sometimes you just kind of got to wear the mask till you both can take it off and go, oh, let's play. But I really like your aim for simplicity on the calendar. I value that. That's a place to start.
well, that's after many trials and errors of complexity failing,
Right. Hmm.
failing to land, and like what Dwayne's saying with stand at zero is like grounding it, right? Bringing
Hmm.
it into this reality and onto this earth, and not
Hmm.
just having it as an abstract thing that is hard to comprehend, but
But
yeah,
all part,
practical.
all part of bringing heaven to earth. And I've always had a vision of doing calendars, but I haven't. And but it's always sort of been there. So I love what you're doing.
Hmm.
Well, I've had a life change. Every year, I would get the calendar from the bank. And this year, I went by a couple of times, said, are the calendars in? No. Right up to Christmas, the calendars aren't in yet. I said, okay. time to let go of this idea. So it's a whole new calendar vision for me.
Hmm.
No longer from the bank. So I got another calendar from my chiropractor that I can use. I'm very fussy. It's on paper that I can write on, not this stuff that's sheen and you can't write on it. It's got to be the right paper. That's why I used the one before because it worked. But now it's like the universe doesn't want me to have that one anymore. I go, okay, on to something new, the new calendar.
I love this visual, Dwayne, how powerful it is.
Yeah, me too.
Mhm.
Very
Flower
prominent
of
in
life.
Egypt, I believe. The
Flower
flower
of
of
life.
life, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, I've drawn that a few times.
Oh, right on. Drawn and painted.
Hmm.
Yeah. We've definitely covered some ground.
Over the years.
Yeah. Now, we've got a half an hour. This is what ChatGPT responded with when I asked it to, provide some guidelines for Stand at Zero. Ways individuals might help get the word out about Stand at Zero from now to February 27th, 2026, and beyond. So, shall we just wander through and below is a practical and mythic action list, grounded, human scale, and resonant with the spirit of Stand at Zero. It's organized in 3 concentric rings: personal, relational, and collective. No single person needs to do everything. The power is in gentle repetition and sincerity. Number 1, personal acts. Quiet but potent. These are the seed actions. Low effort, high coherence. Maybe we could just discuss that a little bit. Because we really are, we're in the seed portion of the journey through Temple of Star Harmony. So it's the time for us to be extracting the essence and bringing that forward into the next cycle here. So low effort, high coherence, that notion that we really are connected and aware.
Yeah, I'll speak to that.
Yeah.
It's like reminds me of the simplicity of doing one thing at a time with full focus,
Mm.
as opposed to like multitasking or thinking one thing while you're saying something and doing something completely different, but having all your energy and focus into one thing, even like a whole day or a whole couple hours of just preparing for one thing
Mhm.
and not being interrupted is like
Mhm.
a good way to make that activity even more supercharged and meaningful.
Right on.
And to me, it creates like a ripple. And then when we're in the future and we want to, oh yeah, what happened at Stand at Zero? Oh, well, it'll be a strong ripple. So you'll be able to pick up on that
Yeah.
sensation
Yeah.
and it ripples past, future, and to everyone. So that's what we're doing, dropping a rock in the pond and creating ripples.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good
There's
one.
a new series on Netflix and it's called Ripple. And it takes people's lives and how they they ripple out and how they're all connected. It's quite, I think, quite nice.
Hmm. So, personal acts that we are suggested. One, embodied practice, which is what we talked about. Stand at local high noon regularly, daily, weekly, or monthly. Take your pick. Let it become a lived rhythm rather than a one-time event. I mean, this is so crucial right here, as far as I'm concerned. If we think of it just as a one-time event, boom, it happens and we're on to the next. There's so much input to things to be doing. It'll get lost in the shuffle. Let it become a lived rhythm rather than a one-time event. 2, personal language. Practice describing stand at zero in 1 or 2 sentences in your own words. Avoid jargon. Avoid jargon. Speak from experience, which I'd say we're prone to. We've got those experiences after these elders have
Amen.
Symbolic anchors. Wear or carry a simple symbol. Sun, zero, circle. When asked, explain its meaning. Billy Ross, who's been with us from time to time, has started an initiative of his own, getting a group together, and he's got a symbol with exactly that, a circle. I think the kind of a energy, well, like what the energy that you're portraying, Quinten, in your imagery here. Got the funneling down and grounding. So yeah, Billy's moving ahead with that as getting a group together and so on.
That's awesome. I was super impressed with his initiative, and especially when he shared the photos from where they meditated at the last stand at zero, which was
Yes, and
well,
they had that
the
geodesic
the
little
s-
park thing.
the
Mhm.
Saturn Neptune conjunction, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So he still has that group meditating regularly. That's amazing. Thank you, Billy.
Ca- Calendaring. There we go. There's a word for you. Mark February 27th, 2026, clearly in your calendar. Treat it as a sacred appointment, not just a date. Okay.
Question on that, Dwayne,
Yeah.
because I think I'd message, because somebody had posted that, I can't remember if it was the 17th, is
Mhm.
when Neptune enters Aries, but maybe it's just entering, it's not fully in it. And then you mentioned something about calling it the zero zone now. Can you explain the 27th versus what
Yeah.
somebody else, please?
Yeah. Maybe I'll just grab the book. Um, maybe I'll just pass on that. We're in the zone now, kind of
Okay,
thing, and it's incrementally moving towards completion.
okay.
So even though it's, some people will say it's already happened. No, it hasn't reached the fullness, the wholeness
Right,
zone, which is what we're hitting on February 27th.
right,
Yeah, it's a transition zone, so
right.
it has its give and take.
Because I can't remember if theirs was the 7th or 17th or something.
Yeah.
And they were using the same, I can't remember. Anyway, something about, it wasn't stand at zero, but it was about entering zero, or I can't remember.
Mhm. Inner alignment, use meditation, journaling, prayer, or walking to clarify why this matters to you. Authentic conviction travels farther than promotion.
Yes.
2, relational sharing. Word of mouth, rehumanized. This is where the signal starts to spread organically. So we have one-to-one invitations. Personally invite friends, family, or colleagues with a question like, would you like to stand together at noon on February 27th? Just a simple acknowledgement. So small gatherings. Mention stand at zero at dinner tables, walking groups, book clubs, meditation circles. Storytelling. Share the origin story rather than instructions. So it's really meant to be an offering rather than any kind of control dynamic that instructions would be, you know. It's like what's your inspired response? You know, share the story. So origin story of zero point, completion and beginning, standing without slogans or demands. So we're going for simplicity here. Accessibility, you know, everybody can potentially can relate. Elder and youth bridges. Encourage elders to share perspective. Invite younger people to reinterpret the gesture creatively. Right on. Letters and emails. Send thoughtful, personal messages, not mass blasts. I definitely know the difference between those two. Done both, yeah. One heartfelt letter outweighs 100 generic posts. There you go. Boy, you know, the stories we share on these sessions are just so valuable in that respect. 3, public and creative expression. Signal amplifiers. These actions ripple outward into the wider field. So we have social media, a light touch, short posts, images, or reflections. Emphasize presence, not persuasion. Do we want to explore that a little bit?
Yeah, come on, you have to do this.
Right on. Be there or be square.
Yeah. And then share.
So then the visual symbols, chalk circles, simple posters, window signs.
Yeah. I got to show you this. I got my new calendar.
Okay.
There's the circle,
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
and there's a heart in the head,
There's
heart
hardly,
and mind.
Oh my goodness,
you're on track.
that's wow.
Yeah. So the new calendar showed up.
Hmm.
And where did
And
it
as
come
you're
from?
saying this, I'm finding that, oh, yeah, I have a group where they have a board, I can post the poster,
Hmm.
and it just feels right with this particular group.
Right on.
So
Oh, that's
I'm
great.
going to take that action.
Artistic responses. We got poetry, music, photography, painting, video. Tons of ways to put it out there. Let creators translate the gesture into their own medium. Just really fostering creativity. local landmarks. And Steve, you're really onto this one. Quietly gather near parks, beaches, hills, community squares.
Mhm.
No permits needed if it remains peaceful and brief. Right on. And then there's calendars and newsletters. Ask community groups to list the dates. Quotes, global moment of stillness at high noon. Yeah, there's a preface to a larger statement. And number 4, coordinated simplicity as we get closer to February 27th. As the date approaches, coherence matters more than volume. So, unified language. Keep the core message consistent. Standing, noon, 0 point, gratitude, and presence. Time awareness. Encourage people to stand at their local high noon. This creates a rolling wave around the earth. Right on. You don't have to be in a group. The individual act matters. Silence as the medium. No speeches required. Silence itself becomes the message. Documentation. Photos or short videos after the moment, not during. Emphasize dignity over spectacle. And number 20, release the outcome. Let go of numbers, metrics, or validation. The act completes itself by being done.
Mhm.
Oh, there's more. The afterlife of the gesture. Stand at 0 does not end, it repatterns. Annual or cyclical repetition. Repeat at significant thresholds or new cycles. Educational reflection. Share what was felt, noticed, or learned. Avoid dogma. Invite reflection. So important. Integration into daily life. Standing becomes metaphor in terms of before decisions, at life transitions, and at moments of completion. Different ways we can ground it. Passing it forward. Allow others to carry the gesture in ways you never imagined. That is how living symbols stay alive. So, closing thought, Stand at 0 spreads best not as a campaign, but as a contagion of stillness. Interesting. Those who feel it will recognize it. Those who don't may later remember that they once heard of a day when people simply stood together at noon.
Hmm.
And that would be it for
Yep.
the slide.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, I go back to the monks walking and I'm going, wow, that's so amazing what they're doing, what action they're taking. And they're they're sharing in their discourse the key to peace.
Mm.
And it's just so beautiful. And I'm kind of going, wow, I feel like walking. It's just so amazing. And I'm going, what can I do? I'm going, oh, this is here.
Mm.
and be an active participant. And as we're speaking, I'm seeing the different groups where this can show up.
Hmm. Right on.
Yeah, when you say showing up in the different groups, it kind of reminds me as I contemplate, Steve, all the different groups that you've mentioned recently, like the puppet group
Mhm.
and the workspace, the woodworking shop and the Tai Chi and there
The
was another, yeah,
Lifehouse chiropractic.
and so how this stand at zero energy, how it can trickle into all this um different groups and different peoples and so I'm thinking about the groups in my own life and the different communities and little families that I'm part of here and there and
Mhm.
how I can just spread that zero energy around like butter
Mhm.
and just evenly distribute it. And in that sense, I feel like in our mind, we kind of which creates the reality, but kind of bring everyone unified together. It's like whatever's going on, we're all in it together.
The one-hearted way back home.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, and that's another thing that for me is big to keep in mind and keep in heart is that this feeling of love that can be generated and this compassion for all beings is like this endless source. It's just like you
Mhm.
can't reach the end of how much love there is to feel and
Yeah.
how much gratitude and appreciation. It just goes deeper and deeper.
Mhm.
So I think that's a big part of for me what I like to always emphasize for myself and then of course when I'm sharing it as well is that that is so important.
Mhm.
It's not like you know, we're standing at zero to be spiritually bigger and better than our brother and sister.
Yeah.
No,
We want
no
Right.
spiritual arrogance.
to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's that's my fun little way of just saying how important it is to make it a loving and fully accepting
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of event. So
Mhm.
Beautiful.
The loving kindness, compassion. Yes.
Mhm.
Is what you exude.
Mm.
Good. Well, I found my symbol. Yeah. There it is.
That's fabulous.
Right on.
yeah.
That works.
Mhm.
Now get out your color crayons and have at her.
Yes. Yeah. I got
Tracing paper
I
and
got a whole bunch of colored pencils because I've done a deep for the end of the year and a deep. I did a deep cleaning of the studio and consolidated Sophia's art supplies and everything. Got that all cleaned up and that
Mm.
energy.
Nice.
So I've got lots of colored pencils to play with.
Mhm.
So that yeah, it's been feeling really good for the ending of this year and do a deep cleaning and start anew.
Mhm.
Steve, is there any chance you could take a screenshot of that and message or text it to me?
Yeah, I can get it to you. Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll maybe darken it and I mean, it'll have a few of my appointments on it.
I'll ignore those, but, and you don't even have to darken it, because I can see it and work with
Mhm.
it. Yeah,
Well, they're great appointments, so
okay. Well, then I'll check them all out and,
And Quentin, what was
I
it
won't redact.
you asked me to,
I won't redact them.
okay.
sorry, just wanting to ask Quentin, there was an image that I was to send you, and I forget which one.
Yeah, same thing. It was the one behind you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the 13 ish that started the ball rolling
The
into
ball.
the Temple of Birth
Hmm.
with all those paintings and the symphony. So that one was like the gateway that opened
Gotcha.
the 13th cosmic gateway.
Yeah.
And Dwayne, I was wanting to ask you, obviously it's a big topic, but over the years and decades, you've been following the lunar cycles and this unique path and journaling. And has it been something that is like often, like on a daily basis, that you find that your life is aligned with the phases of the moon, for example, or the 260? Is it like consistently, like over the years? Or has it been more of like a sometimes you find it aligns with your life and other times it's just like something that is not seeming as obvious?
Yeah, I think the latter is descriptive of my journey. Um, the journaling, if I kind of strayed off and quit journaling, that's where I would go for, a fairly long stretch maybe without really feeling integrated and on that path. But once I got back into journaling, it was like that helped ground me on a day-to-day basis. And that's where I would get back on, back on the horse and away we go. Um, so yeah, I look back at all my journals. Well, there are gaps, but the majority have definitely been years of alignment and feeling really connected. And I've had some gifts come my way that have helped me ground the work, which I'll share one of them with you right now. With this guy back here, we've got this sphere at the center. You can see that.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And I may have shared this with some of you before, but there was that day.
I remember the story.
Oh, you do. And the ball, the manifestation of this perfectly spherical rock.
Well, yeah, which was not carved in a factory or anything like that
No.
that we know of.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's just an old rock.
Hmm.
But the way it came to me was I was out to Mount Yamna or the Stony Indian Reserve in preparation for the annual Earth healing ceremony that I conducted in that area, which had its origin further back in an initiative by the Hopi Indians. And that was a healing ceremony for planet Earth, which they called together during the United Nations Conference on Human Settlements in what year? 19, I can't remember right now.
Back in the 1900s.
There you go. So I went out early to the Stony Indian Reserve and the Nakota Lodge, which was a new $1 million lodge built on the edge of the lake there by Chief
Hmm.
John Snow and the tribe. And so I showed up early. It was always an evening event leading people up the mountain at full moon. so I was out earlier in the day. I just wanted to ground more with the place, and so I pulled into the parking lot. I parked. I got out and I looked down, and there was this S-shaped stick. I thought, oh, that's a pretty cool stick. So I picked it up, and there was a way that if I held it just right, it that little S would balance on my finger. So I got this sense of balance, and then I got this presence. This okay, so if I'm probably holding it with my left hand, and coming in from this side, I suddenly feel this presence that wants to lead me somewhere. That was the message I got, and all I had to do was surrender to that, which I did. And the guidance was, okay, we go over here and we start walking across the parking lot and into or onto a trail that led down to the lake, which is maybe 100 yards down the way.
Mhm.
So there I am, and I've got to keep this stick balanced. That was key. And I got closer and closer and closer to the lake. Finally, I got to lake's edge, and I looked in, and there, under probably 6 to 8 inches of water, is this stone. So there I am. I've got this stone in this hand, and I've got the snake stone or stick in the other hand. And I'll tell you, that was a moment of like ecstatic, like, wow, thank you. That's just not what I wanted to express. It was just so confirming of my sense of unity with it all, with all my relations. I mean, it was just
Mm.
a phenomenal gift, is how a gift from spirit. I,
Oh,
I managed to keep the two of them together for a number of weeks. And then I was invited to give a little presentation about my experience at this gal's home. She had a group that gathered, and so there I am traveling to it with my rock in my backpack on my motorcycle, and I stuck the stick in. Well, between home and the little presentation, the stick took off and was
mm.
gone. So I was left simply with the stone. And
Mm.
but
Wow.
it's definitely one of my treasures, and yeah, it's still mysterious. Like the presence. That's the thing. Is what
Yeah.
who
This
what
symbology.
was I encountering here? What consciousness was this?
Mm.
So still wondering about that one. Every now and
Wow.
then the story comes out, and here we are.
Yeah.
So yeah, that for me, that's what's going
Hmm.
on there in that painting. Now there's another piece to this. At that time, I had a rock shop in Montgomery, West Calgary, and I was sharing this shop space with Jim Galtz, another silversmith. And so we'd have people coming and going at in our little shop in the corner. And we had a guy who his specialty was finding native artifacts and returning them to their owners. And he was quite a big guy, big fat guy, and he was quite jolly. But he would also he would steal whatever you might have that he wanted. He was kind of on that edge of things. But he came in this one day, and he saw the rock. I had the rock sitting in my jewelry case. He says, "Oh, I got something for you." So I don't know. A few weeks later, he shows up with this is a
Mm.
beaded base for a medicine ball.
Oh,
Mm.
You got the four directions,
yes.
and there this ball comes and lands.
Mm. Wow.
Wow.
Mm.
And whenever I hear, the phrase the one-hearted way, well,
Yeah.
yeah, this grounded in that way, the beauty
Yeah.
path.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow, this story is really bringing up the S, finding the S and then a ball. When I visited where I put Sophia's ashes, I'm walking back. It's in the sea. I put the ashes in the sea, and it's a rocky beach, and the stones are like this big.
Mm.
And I'm walking back from the visit, and I get right to the edge where it goes up to the forest. And I look down, and here's the ball that came to me.
Nice.
It's a little sandstone
Wow.
concretion,
Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful.
perfectly round, totally different than what's on the beach.
Hmm.
Right on.
And I just go, thank you.
Yes.
It's just like this confirmation in spirit.
Right on. Right on.
So as you're telling that story, I'm just going, wow, this is like
Mm.
what showed up.
Mm.
Yeah, and the S stick to
Hmm.
me, realizing that both Steve and Sophia, both your names start with an S.
Yeah, when you said the S stick, and then of course Sophia was in the Temple of Snakes. So
Mm.
I'm feeling her presence at the moment.
Mm.
Mm.
Mhm.
Wow.
So you guys, we're past the 11 o'clock hour, so time to sign off.
Yeah, well, that was very rich. Thank you.
Very rich all the way around here.
Yes. Thank you so much.
You bet.
I'm glad I woke up early today.
Hey, I was wondering about that. Are you getting your time schedule kind of rearranged how you want it? Still working on it. But you're here. That's what counts.
Yes.
Oh,
Love you all.
Love
love you.
you
Mhm.
Have a
all.
Thank you.
blessed few days.
Yeah.
Till next time.
Yeah.
Yes.
See you guys.
Happy full moon.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.
Ciao.